Hey. Well, good afternoon, ladies and germs, and here we are. Today was supposed to be my off day. I did not intend to make a video. I wanted to do nothing today. But with the garbage I'm hearing, and I have to address it, we're making a video. Listen up, Buttercup. Pull yourself a cup of coffee. We need to talk. Okay? Alright, so before I begin, I want you to know I'm not talking out the side of my mouth. I was going to say something else, but I need to really keep you guys' attention. Share this video because what I'm about to say probably is going to be suppressed. I don't care. My channel, I'll do it my way. You don't like it? Oh, you're just going to be in the corner not liking it then, are you? So before I begin, my title used to be Lieutenant of the Election Board of the City of Tulsa, County of Tulsa, State of Oklahoma. I have not done that work in several years. I wonder why. With that said and done, let me say this straight out. No hesitation. Voting twice is a felony. Do you hear me? Voting twice is a felony. It can get you up to 20 years in prison and or a $50,000 fine. You will lose any future right to vote. Do you understand? Do not try it. Voting twice is a felony. Okay? So, now that we're on the subject that I hold passionately in my heart, we are going to talk about how you can vote and make it count. Cutting through all the rhetoric. Cutting through all the media that's spouting. I mean, oh my God. I'm listening to everybody left and right, and it's driving me up the fucking wall. Oh dear God. That's not how the system works. Let me explain it to you from the beginning. When you walk into an election board, or you fill out a voter registration card, the minute that data is entered into our systems, you are assigned a voter ID number. Okay? This number cannot be duplicated. If it is duplicated, the name is then pulled, and you'll receive a letter stating we need to talk to you in person. Okay, because something went wrong. When your voter ID number is set and everything goes smoothly, you are sent and you request an absentee ballot, mail-in ballot, are the same thing. Different name, same thing. Okay? That's like calling a bag and a sack. You know, you hold stuff in it. Doesn't matter. Just where in the country were you brought up in, and that's what you're going to call it. It's like, well, sack don't have handles. No, that's okay. That's cutting corners. You know, you're shredding it. Splitting hairs. No. Depending on where in the country you were brought up, depends on what words you use. Some people call it absentee ballot. Some people call it mail-in ballot. Okay. With that said, each ballot has an identity number, like a checkbook when we used to use checks. Yeah. So each check has a check number, an ID number in the corner, upper corner. Same thing with the ballots. It's not always in the same corner or spot, depending on your state and depending on your ballot layout. That depends where to find it. However, being that I worked in several election boards, I pretty much pick it out in seconds. It may take me a minute if it's a new layout, but I can always pick it up. So, your absentee ballot is assigned a number. Now the number, your ID number, your voter ID number, and and the ballot number, they're linked. That cannot be duplicated. If we start getting the multiple ballots in with the same number, like you would get a check at the store with the same check number, all those checks are null and void. Same thing. At that point, you will get a letter, come down to the election board, we need to talk. We need to straighten something up because something went wrong. That's how the mail-in ballots work. It cannot be duplicated. It cannot be multiple votes. No. If you mail in your ballot and you show up at the election board to vote, your name won't be in the book because you already voted. Now, if you insist on voting, you are given what's called a provincial, oh my God, provisional ballot. That's, oh my God, I don't believe I forgot that. You are given a provisional ballot. We are instructed to avoid those at all costs because they can get very sticky legally. I'll tell you why. Because everyone that fills out one of those those ballots, if you're not in the register book, you're given the provincial that ballot. I can't say it. I could never say it. Even when I worked for the election board, I couldn't say it. You are given a provisional ballot. Those are checked up against the information at the election board. If it finds out that you voted twice, well, let's say I've never been involved with that, but it's not good. You know, I cannot say exactly what happens, but I never dealt with that. But if you voted in a absentee ballot, then you voted again at the polls provisionally, I'm not going to say what happens. I have my guesses what can happen, but since I never went through the steps of what happens, I am not going to speculate. But that's not good. Have I ever had someone vote twice? Yes. I had someone vote twice. The situation was he came in, he voted, and then he brought his wife in who had onset dementia. She asked for her card or a voting ballot. She signed the book, everything was fine. And then when they went off, when the wife and husband went off, he took the ballot from her. She's looking around, not sure where she's at, and he's voting. You don't think I called the election board? I am witnessing a felony. I am the lieutenant. I am in charge of the polling place. I am responsible to make sure that the supplies are there, the machine is working, everyone has everything they need for this to function. And I am witnessing a felony. You don't think I called the election board? So yeah, most voter fraud does happen at the polling places, not the mail-in ballots. People think they could be sneaky that way. And last time it was a big scandal. It was 3 people. It was in the North Carolina area, and believe it or not, come on, Peanut, come here. All right, I just need to quiet him down. I apologize for that. Yeah, last time it was a big voter fraud. It was 3 people. It was in North Carolina, and believe it or not, it was the Republicans. Yeah. They kind of are zealous when it comes to voting. Now, I'm neither Democrat, Republican. You ask me, one sucks, one blows. Okay? I am an independent. I have a really creepy way of having my own thoughts and making my own conclusions. So with that said, I am now going to tell you 100% how to make your vote count. The one that the media is not telling you. And it is safe. First off, you want a paper ballot. Paper ballot is physical and can be held up in a court of law. You want a paper ballot. Some places, some voting board or election boards are now holding early voting. Early in-person voting. No one's talking about that. Everyone's talking, oh, you either got to go to the polls or you got to risk your ballot not showing up on... No. There is a third choice. In-person early voting. Let me tell you. The election board, during the in-person voting period, early voting period, they're open Monday through Saturday. Okay? They're open at 7 a.m. in the morning. Most people go to work at 8. And they close around 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Most people get out of work at 5, excuse me. They work at, they most likely go in at 8, most likely leave work around 5. So you have 3 hours to get in there to vote Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, most people are off on Saturdays. So you could go in. I think our early voting was Saturdays from 9 to 1 in the afternoon. So you have 4 hours on Saturday. If you have a Saturday off during the early voting period, go in. Get your paper ballot. It is immediately put in the system. Those don't wait. They go in immediately. So you know how when on election night they say, well, we have 20% of the votes and the place only been closed like 5 minutes? How do you think they get all that information in? It's the early in-person voting. And they have it all counted. So if you want your vote to count, you want to get it out the way, you want to do this safely, you go in early. You go in early, you get your in-person paper ballot, you fill it out, and you vote. It's counted. It's done. You don't have to worry about it no more, especially if you're already made up your mind. I'm not here to tell you either way. I'm here to tell you do something. If you like what you see going on, if you don't like what you see that's going on, vote accordingly. And if you're like, well, I can't choose either one, there's third parties, there's 4 people actually going for presidency. Now, me personally, I think I'm going to keep it under my hat. Yeah. Because it's just too much of who to and why. At this point, I don't care who to or why. Just go out there and get something. Democracy is a hands-on sport. You cannot sit on the sidelines anymore. We have too many people sitting on the sidelines. And if you don't see someone you're interested in voting for, try going for something yourself. If you want something done right, do yourself. Hey, why not? Those idiots can do it. I'm sure you could do a whole lot better. Anyway, I ranted on way too long. I just really need to say this to someone. And if you listen this long, please give me a hands up that I said something that touched you that you can use. That's all I want to do. I want this channel to be something with information people can use. But anyway, I hope you could use some of this. I want to thank you for your time. We're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna prepare for the worst, and I guarantee you, kids, we're all gonna end up somewhere in the middle. Man, I've been yapping so much, my coffee's cold. Oh well. Till next time, guys. Bye.